Mark. So at this time here, I'd like to call the Town of Coventry Zoning Board of Review in session. I'm going to have the secretary please call the roll.
Mike New,
Here.
Len Dilly,
Here.
Keith Cludier,
Here.
Bob Crow,
Here.
Russ Lockley,
Here.
Ed Ionati,
Here.
Ross Pelletier.
Okay, let the record reflect that we have a full board. The fire exits again are to your rear. The two exits to my rear take you into the building. So the only two fire exits are the ones to your rear. Do I have, okay, at this time here, I'd like to have approval of the minutes of January 4th, 2023. Okay, Russ has made the motion, seconded by Keith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are any questions on it? Okay, nays, there's no nays, so therefore the minutes of the meeting are approved as presented. Okay, next we have ratification of decisions. Applicant Donald Rhodes, 83 Reed Avenue. Applicant is seeking a dimensional variance to construct a 36 by 30 garage at 15 feet, 9 inches in height. I understand that this was approved by the board. Do I have a motion to ratify?
I make a motion, we ratify as presented.
Okay, Keith has made the motion. Do I have, and Russ has seconded it?
No, Eddie seconded
Oh, I'm sorry. Eddie seconded it. All those in favor say aye.
it.
Nays, ayes have it. Okay, the next one we have is Dr. John Jarrell, property owner. This is Samuel Cheeseborough, business owner, Pickley LLC. This is at 1372 Main Street, Zone Industrial 1. Applicant is seeking a special use permit to operate a packaged food pickling business. Okay, the application was approved. Do I have a motion to ratify as presented?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Russ made the motion, seconded by Keith. All those approved say aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it. Okay, old business, there is no old business. Now we have a new application, and I'm gonna have the secretary please, read it into the record.
The owner applicant is Ralph Shippey as a property owner. The applicant is Kira Crossley and Andrew Moran, the business owner, and Faithful Friends Farm LLC is the applicant. Location is AP 318 lot 127 225 Rock Hill Road. Zone is RR2. Applicant is seeking a special use permit to continue the operation of a dog walking business on property located at 225 Rock Hill Road.
Okay, is the applicant here?
Hello, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Good evening. My name is James Callahan. We have offices at 3 Brown Street in Wickford, Callahan and Callahan. Here representing Kira Crossley and Andrew Moran, along with the owner of the property, Ralph Shippey. This is essentially a dog walking business on a large tract of land.
That's true. Okay, hate to interrupt you, but it sounds like you're going to give testimony, so I'd like to swear you in, sir.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, you raise your right hand, you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board,
I do.
and your full name and address is?
James M. Callahan, 3 Brown Street, Wickford, Rhode Island.
Do you need anything else, Kerry?
No, that'll be all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Essentially, this is a dog walking business. It's an interesting concept, and it's currently in use at this property. This came to the attention of some people in town, and they were sent a notice. Now we're here for a special use permit. The use itself is not listed in the table of uses, but pursuant to section 600, your board can grant authority for a proposed use not listed, provided that we can satisfy the requirements and standards in the special use permit ordinance. With that, I'd like to ask Kira Crossley to come up and say a few words and testify before you.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Give your full name and address.
Kira Crossley, 54 Lewiston Ave, Richmond, Rhode Island, 02892.
Okay. You swear to tell the whole truth. You got to raise your right hand. in front of this board and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Kira, where do you live?
Richmond.
And you're here tonight seeking a special use permit for a dog walking business?
Yes.
Can you explain to the board what the dog walking business entails at this property?
So we leave our home in the morning and we pick up the dogs and we bring them to this open space that we have that Ralph is letting us use, and the dogs run around. And then after maybe 2 or 3 hours at the most, we bring them back home.
And the property itself is rather large. We have a photograph here. If we can have this marked as an exhibit, or if there's a map.
I think it's 25 acres, the property at 225 Rock Hill Road, and we use about 4 of those acres. That is away from any other houses or roads. We open a gate that stops you from going down a private road. We drive down the private road. That's where our gate is, and we're not visible by any houses or people.
And the area you use is an open grassy space, about 4 acres, and it's all fenced in.
True. Yes.
And there's no residences except for Mr. Shippey's, I believe, in that area.
True. Yes. No one can see us, and we are relatively quiet. And
And on the screen over there, the space you use is that green area to the left.
Yes.
Middle left. Is that fair to
Yes.
say?
yes, that little field to the left. That's where we are.
And go ahead.
So the fence is kind of like right along the tree line. So it's really perfect, like right where we are. It's nice and private. So it's great for the dogs too, because no one is driving down there. So the dogs don't have to bark, or there's no like chaos or commotion or distractions. Yeah, it's a perfect spot.
And you don't actually use any indoor space. It's all outside.
We're just outside. It's just to bring them there, let them run, get the exercise, and then bring them home after.
And what are the hours you're there from to?
The longest time we're there is from 10 to 1, but sometimes we get there after 10 o'clock, and a lot of the times we leave before 1 o'clock. It's more of a service than it is like a daycare environment. It's about people who, they just either are at work or they're working from home, and we give them the luxury of picking up their dog so they don't have to go anywhere or do anything, bring their dog out, get them exercise for at least an hour, maybe 2. And then we're bringing them home nice and tired without the owner having to really do anything. So it's more about the service.
And your vehicle is a van or a truck that transports the dogs to and from the property.
Yes, we have a van.
And that's the only vehicle that will go in and out from that property pretty much all day.
Yeah, Andy uses a van and I use a Jeep, and we both go there, and then it's just us there, our cars, and then we leave. Like I said, maybe before and the latest 1 p.m. And it's only Monday through Friday.
And you've been operating there for approximately how long?
We started there, I think, October of 2021.
And any complaints from neighbors or abutters?
No complaints. We don't really see anyone. We haven't heard from anyone. We're relatively quiet, and we haven't had any issues with anyone in the area, on the road, or anything.
And you don't anticipate any issues with traffic safety, traffic flow, or control or access for emergency vehicles?
No, we do not.
And you'll park on the property, no off-street parking?
Yes.
No on-street parking, sorry.
Yes, we pull down to the private road and we're tucked down in a corral.
And no issues with loading areas?
Nope.
And there's no trash created?
No.
And what do you do with waste?
Yeah, we pick up, the dog waste, obviously, and we dispose of it. We keep the property really clean. And besides mowing the lawn, we don't, do anything. We try to keep it as natural and beautiful as it is, but just picking up the waste, of course, and disposing of it.
And you won't be using any utilities on site? You're not indoors at all?
No.
And there's plenty of foliage or trees between you and any abutting property owners?
Yes. Yeah, we brought a couple pictures to show from where we are down that little private road that we can't. So this is like the view from the street, where that is a little gate that we have to open to go down the road. And then this is from the bottom of that road before we pull in. You can't see, but that's like the barn, but you can't see any houses or anything from where we are.
And there are no signs that you're using on the property?
No signs.
It's not like somebody can just drive by and drop off the dog.
Yes, nobody comes there. We have no signs. No one knows we're there or knew we were there.
And as far as you know, this will not pose any harm to the public health, safety, morals, or welfare of the town of Coventry.
No, it will not.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
And again, Mr. Shippey's here, and he's the owner of the property. And he has no issues with you running this business on site, correct?
Correct. He gives us his permission. We keep it really clean. We keep to ourselves and it's been great.
Okay, how many dogs are you operating at this?
On average, we have about 7 to 12 every day.
Is that your max 12?
Our max is maybe, let's say like 20. Say if we have a really bad weather day or there's a holiday and some dogs switch their days, we would have 20, but on average, it's from 7 to 12.
You have 20 dogs on a site at one given time?
We have, but it's not our average.
That would be, but I need to know what a max. We gotta put a maximum number.
We have had 20 to 25 dogs there at a time.
So you're requesting this for 20, 25? How many dogs? Tell me.
I guess 25 then, if we're having like a cap on it.
That's correct.
Okay.
You get all
25.
them dogs in one vehicle?
No, we have a van and we have a Jeep. So there's two of us. And
Okay, now, hours of operation are what?
so we say 10 to 1 that we're there, but sometimes
You
it's
said you're
shorter than
going to
that.
2 or
That's
something.
max. I'd said 1 to 2 hours.
Oh, 1 to 2. So.
So the max of
would
time
be-
that we're on the property is 10 to 1 PM, but sometimes it's less than that. That's just like the maximum time.
All right, so the maximum time would be, hours of operation would be from 10 o'clock in the morning until 1 PM.
Yes.
Okay, now, signs for the future. So you propose absolutely no signs for this operation?
We don't need to have a
No
sign.
signs for the future either?
I don't think so. I don't think it's something that we
I don't
need.
think so.
Okay, we don't need a sign.
No sign.
No sign.
Okay, waste is picked up by you,
Yes.
and what do you do with it?
So we have a, trash receptacle that they come and pick up.
Oh, so you have private pickup of trash.
We have the town of Coventry that comes and picks up the trash along with the house on the property.
Along with the house. Okay, so. I don't know how that works. We got a commercial endeavor, but you got the town of Coventry's picking up the trash.
I mean, we could call and get our own trash picked up. We wouldn't mind doing that either. When we got there was a trash bin. And so we put trash in it and then they come and pick it up.
The town is not to pick up private endeavor trash.
Okay.
You agree,
Yeah,
sir?
I think that's the one of the, I have to review your ordinance, but I think your ordinance would not allow commercial activity. That's how pick up the trash.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
We,
We could check on that. I would just ask the board to make a condition on it. That's, trash pickup according to ordinance.
Yeah.
Rather than making that rule on the spot. It's a way of, if any exception that they can get from the building department, or regulate the trash department, you don't want to foreclose them to get an exception if they get one. Okay.
The off-street parking there is no customers or public coming to this location.
correct,
So there is no parking for private public to come there,
correct.
and it's not provided.
It's not provided. No one goes
Okay,
there.
how about lighting? Is there any lighting provided?
No,
No lighting. Okay. I have no further questions. The rest of the board have any questions?
I have a question. Do you have a business license?
we do not have a business license.
Wouldn't that be required?
I do not know that. Our solicitor would have to.
And that's a perfect, I would say, try to look at that. I would think that the answer would be, the board should make the condition on any licensing or trash requirements. Instead of trying to make that a condition for further.
Well, doesn't a business need a license? Operate.
What I thought. I mean, technically, it's an LLC, Isn't the business an LLC?
Yes.
So
Yeah, we had spoken to somebody at the state veterinarian who is part of the DEM when we first got started. And he said we didn't need a license for this because it wasn't a daycare, but I don't know if that means we don't need a business license because I don't really know. So
That's on the state level.
Yeah.
That would be the state level. That would trickle down to us. But I think what they're referring to would be a business license through the clerk's office.
Okay, through the town.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's, you know,
now would they have to be monitored anyway by the local dog officer?
That would be something I'd have to speak to the dog officer about. This was brought to us by the Richmond Animal Control Officer because it was an issue. So as she stated, the state vet doesn't require a license, but I would have to speak to the ACO to see if this is something that they want to monitor or
Inspect.
and go from there.
I'd be concerned about insurance too. Do you have insurance?
we have insurance.
You do have
Yeah,
insurance. Good.
that's like the
a
first
plus.
thing we got. So it's definitely,
Protect
Okay,
yourself.
also
Yeah.
bringing up we have this letter here from Richmond Police Department on an incident, I believe. Do you know of anything of this?
no,
Your dog biting a donkey.
um,
You
Okay,
know
so-
nothing
From the
of?
Richmond PD, from their.
I'll have your
so this
attorney.
is kind of
take a
a
look
separate
at this.
thing. It happened at our home in Richmond.
Oh, that happened in.
This did not happen in
Did
Coventry.
not happen here.
No.
Okay.
This happened at our house. We live next door to a farm that has donkeys and alpacas, and we had a dog at our house that jumped over the wall and went after the donkey. This was not part of Faithful Friends Farm.
Oh, so that did not happen here. So
I would bring your attention, Counselor, to the last few sentences of the big paragraph in the middle.
The dog that attacked the donkey, is that one you were doing the daycare with or was it a
Um,
personal pet?
it's not one of our pets. He doesn't come to daycare. It was just like a friend's dog at our house. It's,
So you mentioned there was a barn on the property.
there
Do you
is,
use the barn or?
so it's more of like a shell of a barn. It's kind of just a covering. So if it's raining or something, we can duck in there for a little bit.
There will be absolutely no boarding of any dog?
No, there's no doors on it or anything. It's kind of just an open kind of shell.
There's no
It's
dog
on
house,
this picture.
no shelters or anything?
No dog houses, no shelters. The dogs are never there by themselves. They're never there after we leave, and they're never there after 1 p.m.
No attended dogs there?
Exactly.
now the 24 acres that are there, you want to use 4 acres?
Yes.
Is it outlined, the 4 acres fenced in or anything?
Yes, it's fenced in.
So the 4 acres that you use is all fenced in.
How high is
Yes.
the fence?
How high?
High is it?
It's about 6 feet high.
6 foot high chain link fence or?
So it's not chain link fence. It's like posts and it's pounded in at the bottom so no one can go underneath. And we haven't had anyone.
Wooden
To
fence
wire.
It
Wire.
is a mixture of wire and like heavy duty deer mesh. No one has jumped out. No one has gotten underneath.
Or all of your clients from Coventry?
No.
You're
They are-
bringing them in from out of town?
Yep, because we live in Richmond, so we pick up around where we live and then on the way there as well.
What's the ratio? Ratio for in town, out of town?
Oh, it's probably like 50-50.
What do you do in bad weather? You mentioned the barn, you go under there if it's raining out, but
Yeah.
like Friday when it's -10,
We go anyway.
you go anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only times we haven't gone is if the roads are too bad and you can't drive, like in the snow days we had last year, were the only 2 Fridays we didn't go, but we're going for that outdoor experience
Regardless,
to
okay.
be outside.
And it's just the two of you are the only 2 employees, so you're looking
Yes.
at 10 to 13 dogs per person.
When we did have like the 25 dogs, or it's probably maybe like 22 or 23, we had a third person there.
Okay.
just to kind of, keep
Help
eyes on
supervise.
everyone. Yeah. We like to keep it really mellow and low key. We don't want to, outdo ourselves or, have it be too overwhelming for anyone, the dogs or the people.
So none of the dogs are aggressive?
None of them are aggressive. So the dogs who come are all vaccinated for rabies, kennel cough, and leptospirosis. They're all neutered or spayed. And then they have like a meet and greet where they have to come meet the other dogs, see how they do. And if there's any fear or aggression, they can't come. If a dog comes and it is in any way like aggressive or just too much, then they can't come. We have a very, we kind of kick dogs out pretty often because it's a different scenario than most dogs are used to.
Okay, at this time here, I'd like to have the Animal Control Department review this and give us information on it, whether they need the records of the vaccinations or
Okay.
whatever. They are
Mhm.
much more experienced this than what I am, or I believe the rest of the board. Does the board agree?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
a good service. I think it's helping the community out. So it's a good thing, but crossing the Ts and dotting the Is is important.
Okay. Please, Eddie.
Previous to coming here, did you have this business in Richmond?
We had something like it at our house before on a smaller scale.
We had an issue with, we were going to try to get this passed in Richmond, but
Okay,
we
that's
couldn't
my
do,
question.
an issue, a zoning issue. It wasn't allowed.
Wasn't allowed, period. Okay.
Yeah, we live on an aquifer overlay. We can't do it.
Any other questions for this individual from by the board? Okay, at this time here, I'd like to have Mr. Shippey come up, the owner of the property. Mr. Shippey has appeared in front of this board many times. Mr. Shippey, please give your full name and address.
Ralph Shippey, 25442 Galasio Circle, Bonita Springs, Florida.
Okay, please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Mr. Shippey, I thank you very much for coming here tonight.
I'm a little hard of hearing, but I hear that. I'm very hard of hearing. Go ahead.
All right,
My father knew you, but I met you many, many years ago. And Bruce, I met you.
And do you have anything that you'd like to add or give to us about this, since you are the owner of the property?
No, I let them use it. They keep the property. I don't want to develop the property. I want to just keep it open. So, and I mean, they're working out good. They're good people. I've got videos of the dogs. They send me videos of the dogs. The dogs run and no aggressive
You
dogs.
got no complaints. You have no complaints then?
No, they, matter of fact, I guess they told me they had a couple of dogs that they turned away. I said, why'd you turn them away? Well, we don't like the way they acted. So they're fussy. They're fussy people.
So you're comfortable with this?
I am, correct, yeah. And it's
Okay.
down, there's a gate, it's an abandoned road. Nobody can see it. You can't see it from the road. I got both sides of the road and it's, it's good.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions of Mr. Shippey? I thank you, sir. If you'd like to take a seat.
Thank you. Nice
And-
seeing you again.
Okay, also, what's that? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. All right, and if you take a seat, please, sir, I'll see if there's anybody in the audience that would like to speak for or against, or just have a question on the application. Yes, ma'am, please step up. Yeah, come right up, please.
Hi.
Hello. Please give your full name and address.
Sure. My name's Sherry Ann Kosky, 799 Hill Farm
I'm speaking
Road.
to the mic.
Hi, Sherry Ann Kosky, 799 Hill Farm Road. Our property is pretty close by and,
Okay, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand.
yeah,
You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
so help me God.
Okay.
Can you spell your last name, please?
Sure, Koski.
Thank you.
Okay, so I would just have a couple of concerns. Number one is the fence. Maybe if somebody would just check that. And my other concern is they obviously have a business going. It's fine. But if you do allow it, if you could have the stipulation that they have no more dogs than what they're asking for, I think the 25 cap, that they only work from 10 to 1 weekdays, and that they never do overnight boarding. So those would just be my requests.
Okay, no, good.
What's your position on fence? You said check the fence. What do you-
Well, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
You know, she said it wasn't chain link. So I mean, chain link to me would be
I
appropriate.
want to know what your concern was. That's all.
No, just to make sure that everybody's safe. That's all. Yep. You know, my property, I like to walk my, you know, on my property, and I like to do it safely. And we have a lot of deer and, you know, things that distract the animals. So I just want to make sure everybody's safe. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody else like to speak on this application? Okay, I see nobody in this audience. Is there anybody online that would like to speak on this application? No, okay. I suggest we make a motion to go out and take a look at the location, inspect the fence, and then render a decision at a reasonable time.
We can also have the questions you had and or what we had with regards to the dog officer's concerns, whether we need any of that, and we also have to get a business license.
Okay. So do I have a motion to that? You gonna make that a motion?
Quick question. I think the board also mentioned, you know, with determining waste disposal.
The waste disposal, yes.
One question.
If there's a special regulation associated with commercial establishment.
Yes.
Can they continue to operate while this is going forward?
I do not see any reason why not, unless my solicitor tells me different.
In this is a very unusual circumstance, right? Normally you would not, you know, they're coming in because they were operating thinking they didn't need to do this, and now they found out that they do. I can't see causing them economic loss.
More importantly, you're putting 20 families out that are using the service.
And if I may, I'll also add that there was no notice of violation in this case, that the applicants willingly came to this meeting tonight to try to come into compliance. And if we do allow them to continue the business while we're getting these answers, it would be consistent with other applications that we've had before this board.
Okay, so it's consistent, so, okay, Rush, you gonna make that a motion?
So move, Mr. Chairman, we can make a motion that we take this under consideration. We do a walkthrough with a reasonable amount of time, which would be before next month. And during that time, we can solve some of the problems or some of the questions that were asked.
Kerry, you'll be able to solve that with the animal control?
Yeah, I'll reach out to the animal control, and I'll double check on the business license. I'm 99.9% positive they will need a private trash service, but I will double check on that as well.
And also have proof of liability insurance for the business.
Yes.
So we don't typically involve that, ask other businesses that. So,
Should be part of the license process, I would think.
yeah, I
Yeah, but
mean,
if they don't require a license, now a liability certificate of insurance to be issued to the town.
but the thing is that you're talking two types of different insurance. There should be insurance on the property and then insurance for the business. But we typically don't ask a business or an applicant to prove they have insurance because it doesn't have any bearing on the land use itself.
Okay,
And also during this time that they could still operate. So
okay.
that's part of my motion.
Yep.
Sir, do you have something to add?
Just that we do have the certificate of insurance naming Mr. Shippey's property as an additional insured. We'll provide that.
That's great. If you could submit that to John,
What this property needs, should fall in, so we know that we're coming or.
How would you prefer they reach out to you directly, or the board has to limit it to what, 2 members at a time to do an inspection of your fence? So
quite
what,
often the individual will go by himself.
okay, either way, what is the best way to set up something to meet out there on the property. Do you want emails? Do you want phone calls? Do you want,
Are you there every day and I go by there at noon time and you'll be there, or should I call you?
Maybe call.
And Mr. Shippey would like to be present as well.
How long are you gonna be back up there, Ralph?
Just leaving tomorrow.
Probably in March. Okay, I hope. Well.
It's 401-688.
I don't think he has to be here.
Yeah, so you're not giving it online.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Motion's been made and seconded.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. I'm gonna do a roll call vote. How do you vote in favor of this, Mike?
Approved with stipulations.
Okay.
no,
Not voting on, we're just voting on the,
To extend it till next
to
month.
extend it till next month. The February, no, March
1st.
March 1st. Okay. All right. So you agree, Mike? Lenny?
I agree.
Keith?
I agree.
I also agree. Russ? Eddie?
Agree.
Ross? Okay. So it's agreed on to continue this to next month's meeting to March 1st. Okay, at that time there, we'll continue the meeting to that. Okay, next application.
Next application is Paul Oliveri. Location is AP 60 Lot 1.1, 1532 Main Street. Zone is Village Rural Commercial VRC. Applicant is seeking a 6-month extension for a special use permit, approving a drive-through on an existing structure granted December 1st, 2021, ratified on January 5th, 2022, and recorded in the Coventry Land Evidence Records in Book 2237, page 588.
Okay, Mr. Vera, please give your full name and address for the record.
Paul Oliveri, 1532 Main Street, Coventry, Rhode Island.
Okay, I ask you to raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth in front of this board? Excuse me, please, if you're gonna have a meeting, do it outside. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Paul, what did you use for an address? I couldn't hear.
1532 Main
Okay.
Street.
Okay, Mr. Alvera, what would you like to do? In your own words.
My own words,
Yeah, you want to extend the,
I gotta extend it because it's not open yet.
okay.
I'm waiting for equipment, I'm waiting for stuff. I'm waiting for furniture,
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to speak into the mic.
I'm waiting for furniture, I'm waiting for equipment. I have to extend it.
Okay. So an extension of how long can we give? Kerry,
6 months.
you'd be able to get this all done in 6 months?
I can't guarantee nothing. I just can't.
Mr. Chair, we say 6 months because that's what's specified in the ordinance.
Okay,
Can we extend it to a year?
I know the planning board.
It specifically says 6 months in the ordinance.
If I gotta come back in 6 months, I gotta come back. I don't know.
We'd have, Mr. Chairman, we'd have to do a little research to help Mr. Oliveri. If Oliveri or Olivera?
Oliveri. That's
Oliveri,
okay.
if he does need to come back in 6 months, he's represented by an attorney. I'm sure they'll have to generate something to give the board some ability to go beyond the 6. There are unusual circumstances because of at the back end of COVID. So, there were things that happened. But right now, I think you can give him 6 months. You don't have the authority to give him
I
more.
see him there all the time. He's still fixing it up, so he's still working on it. It's just not done yet. So
I just don't want to open just the drive-through. If the signs come in, I don't feel like just opening the drive-through. There's too many people want to come inside and sit down and have a cup of coffee and relax. Bottom line, I'm afraid to open just part of it. If the equipment comes in for the drive-through, I could probably get that going. That would clear me legally for the drive-through, but will it hurt the business on the other end? I like to open it all in one shot and let it grow. There's just too many people confronting me down there. They're all waiting for this place to open. And I'm very grateful for it, but I'm one guy doing it all. And plus I'm working on the back building because I gotta get that done this year too. And I'm running jobs. I'm jammed. And I can't get stuff.
Mr. Chairman.
May I ask a question, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
It sounds like you have a building permit.
I got permit, I have permits that
You
I
have
took.
building permit?
Yes,
Okay.
I've had them for,
I think you should, you pull a building permit, you don't need an extension.
Or you didn't have it, tried.
He needed, he needed a
Tried.
special use permit.
Okay. That's why I just asked.
And it's only good for 6 months unless you open it.
All right.
Couldn't do that, so.
I didn't know the history. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Chairman. I just.
Yep.
Extend it for another 6 months, and if it's not open, then we deal with that
yeah,
in 6 months.
Okay, so you got, okay, I just want the record to reflect that I am a neighbor, but I have no financial interest in this
no,
whatsoever.
I know that. You didn't.
So
you
I
weren't
am
there
a
for the
neighbor
last
within
one,
the
Bob.
200 feet. All right,
Next door, yeah.
next door.
I don't think that's.
All right, just for the record, okay, so I have a motion on the floor that, we extend this. That's true. At this time here, I'd like to have you take a seat, Mr. Olivera, and see if there's anybody here that would like to speak on this application, for or against, or anything at all. Do we have anybody online that would like to speak on this application? Okay, so at this time, I have a motion to extend this for another 6 months.
Second.
Seconded, all right. I'll do a roll call vote, starting with Mike. How do you vote? You agree?
Agreed.
Lenny?
Agreed.
Keith?
Agreed.
I'm not gonna vote on this because I am a next door neighbor.
Agreed.
Russ? Ed? Agree. Ross?
Agree.
Okay. Motion's agreed and passed. All right. And, okay.
I hope you guys.
What's going in there?
Coffee house, like a coffee. Coffee house, yeah.
Yeah, sandwiches. All my,
When do you think you'll open, Paul?
between us all there, I'm pushing for about 2 months.
Good. Congratulations.
To get it done, because I've got so many people that want to go there, like this hired bakers. Everything's fresh. Like, it's just not something I'm just slapping together. You know, I've got the coffee bean coming from all over the country. I'm
Okay.
doing something a little different than the average, that's. So.
Okay. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe.
All right. Do we have any other business to conduct tonight?
Motion to adjourn. What? No, no.
Public comment. Okay. Do we have anything for the public comment? Okay, I see nothing here, nothing online.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion to adjourn on the floor.
Second.
I have it seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays?